The Elden Ring DLC announcement and also the Steam Winter Sale had brought a lot of new players into the Elden Ring universe. And I think that this is not only the appropriate time to be making, well, a beginner's guide video, it is actually the perfect time for us veterans to be sharing a bit of our knowledge to the younger generation. Well, to save them from further torture and most of the early game that we have absolutely nothing to know about. And because of that, this video is all about that. Enjoy. Now, before we start, I just want to say that on this video we will not be talking about classes and such. In fact, this video will not be talking about classes at all. But in fact, we're gonna be talking mostly regarding what you guys should be doing to get a good start, and what stuff to get first, so that you guys don't, well, miss out on the early game things that could help you progress into the game without much suffering involved. Let's get started. Now, let's start here, where everything began. From here, you're just gonna take this grace right here, and if you see the church on the distance, that's gonna be the Church of ELDEN, and you're gonna be going there next. Now, once you arrive, you're gonna take the grace of the church, and you're gonna be walking towards this area, right here. And once you've arrived, don't forget to take the grace right here. And not long later, once you sit in the grace, you'll have a cutscene that will give you the mount, Torrent. You'll use Torrent to traverse long distances, but first, don't forget to equip him on the right-hand pouch. Now, if you open your map, you'll see this orange icon over here. This is gonna be the location of the map of that particular area. As for Gatefront, this is where the map is gonna be. In every part of the world, you will find this icon. And make sure to go there first so you can get the map before you go on your dilly-dally. This will make most of the routing and knowing your location a lot easier so that you don't get lost. Following the route, you're gonna be going straight here and you will encounter a yellow tree. Now, this tree is very important because this tree will always host a golden seed. And golden seeds are pretty much what your potions are. So the more golden seeds you can find, the more potions you will have. And from here on onwards, go take a right, and there will be another grace that you can sit on. And once you sit on this grace, you want to go up and right, and you'll see yourself an item on top of the hut. That will be the stone sword key, a very important item that will unlock a few dungeons and a few items. So don't forget to grab that real quick. And since we're still in this area, go and take a quick stroll with your horse straight towards the left side of this sort of broken building, towards the troll, and just straight above will be a tier. So let's get that first. This tier gives you 10 strength, but I'll explain more later. For now, take a detour back to the Church of ELDEN and talk to this girl right here. She will be able to unlock you the summons. And so you can actually just talk to her real quick and obtain the Spirit Calling Bell, and also your first set of summons, which will be the wolves. Now, go back to Gatefront, and this will actually be a pretty long stroll, so I'll speed this up so to not waste any time. Just make sure to follow where I'm going. Okay? Okay, so once you've arrived here, make sure to take this grace right here real quick, and you're gonna go upstairs, and there will be a golden seed right outside this platform. Now once you take this golden seed, you're gonna go inside of the castle and onto this route, upstairs through the stairs. And you'll be taking the Dectus Medallion. This item is going to be very useful later on to unlock a new area. But since we're close by, it's more logical to take it now. So we don't have to take a detour and come back here again and waste our time to do all of this nonsense all over again. Once this is done, you want to go back to the grace right outside of the castle and follow this route. This right here is also a tier, which we'll be explaining in just a bit. For now, set course to this part of the map right here. You should be able to see it clearly on your map. Now, this place is called the Third Church of America, and in this place are two incredibly important items. However, for now, please sit on the grace first, just so you can get back here again later on. The first item that you want to get will be the Sacred Tear, and this item is very important because this increases the effectiveness of your flask or your potions. It increases the amount of HP that each flask heals, and also the amount of mana that it replenishes. And so, you'll be able to get the Sacred Tear pretty much in almost all churches in the world. So whenever you see the same mark on the map for churches, please do go there and you'll find yourself some Sacred Tears. As for the second item, will be one of the more important ones, and this is going to be called the Flask of Wondrous Physic. And this one is how you're going to be using your tiers that you've obtained from pretty much the first part of the strength tier all the way to the one that you get before. By going to the grace, you can input what tiers you want to insert into the Wondrous Physic, and based on the type of the tier that you're using, you'll be able to give yourself buffs from something minuscule like an increase in HP healing, or all the way to being able to negate damage. It all depends on the kind of tier that you're using, and by traversing into the giant trees on the map, you'll be able to find these tiers. But for now, just follow me and get into this secret passage right underneath this bush. This will bring you all the way to a different location. This is gonna be the Bestial Sanctum. And this is going to be an important place later on if you want to do a particular quest line. However, for now, just get inside the place and sit on the grace so that you can come back here easily in case you died. Now, from here on out, you just want to get straight out and follow the route that I'm doing right now. There will be a golden seed just close by and a grace at the end of the bridge. And once all that's done, you want to just run past this bridge, past the dragon, but please do be careful, cause in case you're like me, you'll get burned to death. So run past him very quickly, jump to the side if you have to, and just run past this dragon very quickly. The moment you get off this bridge end, he will stop aggroing on you and you should be golden from there on out. Now, once you've arrived, this is gonna be Fort Faroth, and after you sit down on the grace, be sure to go up to the stairs, and you well, have to sprint. Do not look back, just look forward. Don't look back, just go straight and aim for the ladder. Cause once you get to the ladder, then you're pretty much golden. Get up the ladder very quickly, and at the very top you'll find a chest, and inside this chest will be the other half after the Dectus medallion. The other half of the one that you get in Fort Hyde. Now, once this is done, you want to go through this platform over here and just follow my route. Now this one is going to be called the Radagon Soul Seal, and this item is a talisman that you can equip. This talisman is very powerful as it increases pretty much a lot of the stats that you have, be it vigor, max HP, stamina, strength, dex, you name it. This talisman is very useful for new players especially. However, be careful as this talisman also increases the damage that you take. The reason why this talisman is good early on is because when you're at this low, you don't really feel a lot of the drawback of the damage, as the bosses don't really hit as hard as they will later on in the mid game and late game. Now with this part done, this route that you did from the very early beginning until this point will pretty much be default, as in you will be doing the exact same thing regardless of what build that you start with and whatever you want to do. Now for the next part will be some tips and tricks. The first one's gonna be a place where you can get about 90,000 runes early on as an opening budget for your levels in case you want to be more prepared for the first boss. For the first part, you want to go back to Gatefront and you'll be getting a very important item. So first you are going to go to this carriage right here on the back side, and you want to pick up an item, a weapon to be precise, and it's going to be a flail. Now there's a reason why you're using this flail, and that's because this flail has innate blood loss buildup. So what it does is, it will cause blood loss after consecutive hits of using this weapon. And this deals maximum HP damage to anything. And you're gonna be using this item to kill a particular boss. However, before we start, try to go to your map and try to mark this location right here. There's an item that you need to pick up first, before all that. Don't worry, this will just take a second. This right here is called the Gold Pickled Foul Foot, and what it does is, for a temporary time, it will give you 30% more runes, and so we will be using this as a means of getting more runes from killing the boss, that we're gonna be doing right now. To continue, you want to go back to Fort Faroth and equip the flail alongside the Radagon Soul Seal. With this, you're gonna go all the way to this dragon's tail, and you just want to stick your flail on its ass. And just press L2 until your stamina runs out. And then you wait for your stamina to go full again, rinse and repeat until the boss dies. And pretty much this is what you do. However, what's gonna happen is you're gonna be using the Gold Foul Foot right before the boss dies. And you wanna walk all the way to the front so that when the underlings die alongside him, you get the runes for the underlings as well, which will top off the runes that you get to 90,000. This is probably the most cost-effective, efficient way of getting as much runes as possible this early into the game, this easily. Now for one last tips and tricks will be to gain yourself an additional damage buff in case you're lacking damage. And for that you want to go all the way back to Storm Hill and follow this route. Now right there is a knight that you need to kill. I'll show you how to do it in 2 very easy methods. /1, /2, he falls down, press R1 to stab him, and that's pretty much it. From here, he will drop the Ash of War Golden Vow. And what you're gonna do is, from here on out, you're gonna go back to Round Table Hold, and if you haven't already, this is pretty much how you do so. You're gonna go all the way back to Stormhill, or any grace all that. You wanna sit down, and you wanna press this button on the very bottom, and tell Melina that you're off to Round Table Hold. She'll take you there, and once you're there, you wanna go all the way to this place, and you want to buy a dagger. Now, once you've done that, you want to go here to Hugh the blacksmith, and you want to imbue this dagger with that Ash of War. Now, this buff gives you a 15% flat increase into your damage, and also it gives you a total of 10% damage negation to all sources. Pretty much 15% extra damage and 10% extra defense. Is very useful even until the late game, so I really advise you to keep this up. And that's pretty much it. I hope the video helped you guys out, and I'll be back for more Elden Ring content, including the DLC when it comes by. Feel free to like the video or drop a sub if you want to, or ask me any questions on the comment section down below. And that's it from me. I'll see you guys again on the next one. Thank you.